Hey YouTube, welcome to the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. I'm going to show you my off-grid irrigation system, beta test version 1.0. This is not complete yet. This is a practical experiment, if you will, or just a proof of concept. So all salvage material minus a couple of main items in it. I'll show you everything. Salvaged roofing, salvaged lumber, salvage everything, even used limestone rocks to hold it up. It's on a little pump skid. It's roughly 24 by 24, and I'm eventually going to put casters and stuff on it. I'm going to use this to run a sprinkler system this summer. Got a little beta test 20-watt panel, charge controller on the top for now. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more modifications, but just want to show you that you can build something on a budget. You don't have to buy a pre-made box. You can make your own stuff if you're a little handy. Got some tools, salvaged hoses, garden hoses and stuff on this rig. So the problem, or why I built this to solve a problem, is I'm on tanks, gravity feeding. Got a section of garden right behind me that only has 2 or 3 foot of drop off the tanks, so it'd take forever last summer to water, and I couldn't run sprinklers off the gravity feed. So I need pressure. So I've got a pump sitting in here and batteries, but let's start with the batteries, and I'll go to the upper section, show you all the components and how I got it running for now, just for testing purposes. So here's the battery compartment underneath. I just have a 2x12 in there, and of course it's all it's painted up my style. So got these for free too. These batteries, these were salvaged. They're like 10 years old AGM batteries. I think they were from a telecom backup station or something like that. I don't remember the story where they came from, but they only had like 6 or 8 volts in them. I threw a little charge to them to see if they'd hold juice. They wouldn't. They're AGMs. They were sitting out in the sun, so a lot of the electrolyte between the plates on the glass mat come out. It was bone dry inside, so I did a hillbilly battery refurb, pulled the caps. Don't try that at home, but I've done it before and got some more life out of the batteries, but added a few milliliters of electrolyte fluid to each battery very carefully with all my safety gear, and got these batteries to come up to like 10.5 volts without putting charge to them, with just adding some fluid to them. So then I put them on charger for a few days, trickle charged them, and they're up to all holding steady about 12.2, 12.3 volts at rest. So they're a little bit down from fresh, but they still got some life in them. But I built the compartment big enough to put 2 Group 24 100 amp hour flooded lead acids in, but those batteries are for free for now, so it's budget and time allows. I will add the new batteries to it. So anyhow, let's look inside now. Got a little solar panel sitting here on the roof. It's on a swivel mount. I can turn it whatever direction I want, south, east, southwest, like afternoon sun, whichever's coming in better. But I got it facing southeast, and it collected sun for like 4 hours this morning before it shaded out. So 20 watts may not be enough to hold us. I think I'm gonna go up to a 50 watt, but I had this around as a spare, so I went ahead and threw the 20 watt panel on it, so keep these batteries topped off. And let's look inside at the inner cover here. And of course, baling twine for now until I can find some jack chain or some free chain to use for this door. But baling twine's pretty strong. But here's the main, the heart of the operation right here, this SeaFlo pump with an accumulator. So this pump will put out 60 PSI, comes with the strainer and everything built onto it, an accumulator tank. So pretty good little rig, pretty good price. I have a link on this in the description. I researched this pump thoroughly before buying it. This is gonna be a perfect irrigation pump because I'm running sprinklers this year. I'm gonna try to run 3 heads worth of sprinklers, various parts of the garden and the annexes. But just good little pump here. I've been playing around with it for a few days. So here's the specs on it right here. Let me try to get you 60 PSI. It's got an adjustable pressure switch. So right there, 5.5 gallons a minute, and that's a 8 liter, roughly 2 gallon expansion tank, accumulator tank, air charge just like your well tank. So that keeps surges down and stuff like that on it when you're starting to, don't start and stop the pump as much when you're using your hose end or whatever. So it comes with these barb fittings. Here's one of the barb fittings right here. So I only had one. These are 1/2 inch NPT So I only had one of these, and it was a female, and I needed a male. So I did another rig. So this might, you know, I wouldn't put this in my house like this, but for a water pump, I put 1/2 inch PEX, crimped it to the barb, the factory barb right here. So crimped that, and then the 5/8 garden hose slid right over that 1/2 inch PEX, and I crimped it with 3/4 PEX crimps. So yeah, another hillbilly repair. Yeah, this is a budget build, and this is beta testing. So anyhow, got the little solar charge controller in there, little 8 amp controller, and yeah, hillbilly terminal blocks, because my terminal blocks hadn't come in and I wanted to get this pump up and operational. So little PVC work, a stainless carriage bolt, and there you go, you got a temporary terminal block. The ones I ordered from Amazon got lost, so waiting for the right ones to come in. This is temporary, don't give me grief, but it works for now. And there you go, it works. So I got I left jumper clips on it too. So if I have the lawnmower out or need another battery or boost, I can just bring the little jumper cables out on it. Charge controller's hooked up into it. So, and I'm gonna put a pressure gauge up here. I'm gonna do a remote mount pressure gauge. Tap into here. It's got a tap for a pressure gauge. So I'm gonna put a pressure gauge on the front, a voltage meter on the front. So, you know, that's the future build, but let's show how it works. So I'm gonna turn it back on, let it build up pressure. Don't take it long. I had the tank shut off a second ago, so it pulled a vacuum on the hose, but it's filling up that pressure tank because I bled it down. I bleed it down every time I use it. This will be great for watering, or if I need to move it when I put casters on it for if we had fire suppression, anything, emergency use, without having to crank up a gas pump. This one's ready to go. Let's see how it performs. Is it full pressure? So it should be around 60 pounds. I ain't 30 gauge on it yet. Just trying to get this thing working because we'll need to be watering soon, but just got a little bullseye nozzle on here, a little quick connect and everything. So see how far it'll rip. That's quite a ways, all the way down to the solar well pump panels. Pump just kicked back on, so let's see if it'll build back pressure. Oh yeah, very nice, solid stream of water down through there. Let's choke it down a smidge, just like your hose at your, in your municipal water supply. Awesome. Most water pressure we've had at the homestead since we've been at the homesteads. Now I can wash cars and equipment and all that, and not have to just rely on gravity feed. And I got this handy little pump, so that is awesome, really awesome. But the bad thing is, it'll drain one of these tanks down quick as much as it's flowing, so I'll have to monitor my flow, all that good stuff. But hey, that's all right. We got pressurized water. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is just a little intro to this. I'll be improving upon it, and then I'll show it in full operation when I get the sprinklers put on it. But you can see it's at pressure now. The switch is on. It's at pressure. So you can see my little PEX fitting. Not a drop of water in there. It works. Hope you like the hillbilly irrigation pump. If y'all mind, hit that like button. Questions, go ahead and put in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, I'd greatly appreciate a subscription from you. Thanks for watching the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. Y'all have a nice day.